Brahmari literally means the humming or the humming bee. And it's a Vedic yogic practice. So Brahmari has a couple of variations, and I'm going to be doing both of them. One of them is probably most appropriate for you, but you'll find that out with experience, okay? It's very simple, and it's connected to the self-soothing type practice that we've done. First of all, you take a nasal, an aware, nasal, low, slow inhale. Again, keeping everything above this kind of, clavicular line here, that's the collarbone line, everything above the clavicular line, super relaxed. And on the exhale, you're going to hum. Right to the end of your breath. And then inhale slowly, aware, nasal, low, slow. And then repeat again, really extending that exhale with the humming sound. Now the thing is, ideally, you're going to be doing it in a safe space. So a space you close your eyes in, and it's really nice with closed eyes. There's another aspect to the practice that can feel really nice, where you bring your hands up your body, slowly up on the inhale, and then cover your ears on the exhale. So you put your hands over, just as you're beginning the exhale, put your hands over your ears, and you just press on the ears gently and feel that vibration in your brain, that humming in your brain. And then towards the end of the exhalation, you just bring the hands down again. So the breath in, let the hands softly raise, eyes closed, really comfortable breathing in, aware, nasal, low, slow. Feel that breath, feel that breath, feel that breath, feel that breath. Begin to exhale and then hum, hands over the eyes, bring them onto the ears. Drop down. I've personally found this practice incredibly useful. When I was working with resolving some of the patterns from my own adverse childhood experiences, I had to do quite a lot of self-applied neuroplasticity, as we sometimes do. And I found that humming practice really good for getting into my own brain. So after I'd done some of the kind of stop, the stop, take some breaths, observe, reflect, proceed, the stop type practices of just repatterning my brain with some vibrational practice like this. So I find that practice incredibly valuable, not just to downregulate, but also to facilitate that neuroplastic shift, which is in a way is self-applied neuroplasticity. So I think it's a profoundly valuable practice, but that's my own personal experience. What is yours? Take it on board and try it and see how it works. All right. Now we just did 2 breaths there. You might want to do this for 5 minutes, 10 minutes and really enjoy it and get into it and give yourself that space to fully feel it and fully embody it, where you're breathing in, aware, nasal, low, slow. Hands over the eyes, onto the ears, and then begin that exhale. So you can just repeat. Okay. Now another version of this practice is to make a different sound on the inhale, to breathe in through the nose with a humming sound. And then breathe out. So the inhale also has a humming sound. Now that difference is of value because when we hum, we know that the nasal epithelia make more nitric oxide. And that nitric oxide is a vasodilator, so it enables more oxygen uptake into the hemoglobin. It's also antiviral and antibacterial. And nitric oxide was looked at in COVID as a potential anti-COVID mechanism. And since it's antiviral and antibacterial, it probably has incredible value there. So of course, when you're doing it on the inhale, you're taking that nitric oxide into your lungs. When you do it on the exhale, you tend to be blowing it more outwards. So it's a useful practice to cultivate that on the inhale as well, but it can be pretty tricky to do. It takes a bit of practice to get it comfortable, to get it down, as it were. All right? So that's the sound. Quite a strange little practice, that one, but again, worth playing with. So that's said to be the sound of the male and the female black bee. And we don't get black bees in that I know of in Europe, at least not yet. Who knows? But anyway, that's the Brahmari practice, and there's two variations. The simpler one with the hands, and again, you can do it without hands, just with your hands resting. You can just do the humming on the exhale. You can do it with the hands, which I find particularly lovely. And you can do it with that humming on the inhale and or on the exhale as well to get that dual vibration going. Right? So that's Brahmari for you. Practice to take away. Thank you.